Doug MPA back with another video. So guys, this is a compilation off of TikTok of women who are in a whole bunch of student loan debt. I always say on my channel, guys, a woman in too much debt should be disqualified from consideration for serious relationship or marriage. Okay, my cap is $100,000. If I meet a woman who has over $100,000 in student loan debt, she's out. Your cap should be lower, could be higher, but you should have an amount that you will not tolerate. Okay, $1.9 trillion in student loan debt. 70% of that is owned by women. Only 9.5% of women in college get STEM degrees, so the other 90% are getting degrees where they're not going to make a lot of money. Okay, you need to take this stuff into consideration with the type of woman that you want to marry and have kids with and have a life with. Before we get into this compilation, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's look at these women and their debt.
I have $200,000 worth of student debt, and I'm pretty ashamed of it. Here's the real tragedy. I got a full scholarship to college. My student debt came from graduate school and a certificate I earned after graduate school.
Guys, she had a full ride, so her first 4 years of college, free. Then she got $200,000 in debt from a master's degree and a graduate certificate. How's that possible? Why would she sign the promissory note for that? That is crazy. But this is a type of, like, women, they don't think about the costs. They just get it and think things are going to work out.
If I'm being honest, I really regret it. I regret going to graduate school when I did, and I regret paying out of pocket for it myself.
Thank you for being honest, young lady. I really appreciate it, because a lot of women have this pride, or they're delusional in thinking that somehow that this degree is going to pay off when only 6% of women make $100,000 a year or more. Only 6%. 75% of women make less than $70,000 a year. Okay? So thank you for being honest, young lady. I really appreciate it.
When I graduated from college, I was 21 years old, and I did the thing that I thought was best. I decided to go to graduate school because that's what most members of my family did. They went to graduate school, and so in following in many of their footsteps, I went to pursue my master's degree. Making this decision to go to graduate school, I listened to what some of my family members were talking about when it comes to earning potential. It was pretty much drilled into me that if I wanted my earning potential to match my white counterparts, that I would have to have a graduate degree.
Now, the problem is, all these family members, they'll push you to get this education. They'll push you to go to some private school or some Ivy League school for the title, but they're not going to help you pay your loans back. And they're not going to help you get them out of default if they go into default. So that was your fault for listening to people that they were pushing you to do something that they weren't able to help you with.
A graduate degree was simply not optional. As a Black woman without a backup plan, I thought that I was securing my financial future by investing in my education. When I say without a backup plan, what I specifically mean is I just couldn't move home with my parents. That was not an option available to me because of my circumstances. Some of the comments that I am seeing in response to the Biden-Harris loan forgiveness program have me shook, because I am just like, if you only knew. Yes, this program is going to get some people completely out of student loan debt. But for someone like me, this is just a start. Like I said, I have over $200K in student loans. So, and I'm eligible for $20,000, thank goodness. And so that's going to take me to about $180,000.
Guys, they should put women's debt, like, you know how they have those life alert bracelets that tell you all about a person's health? They should have women put their debt and their credit score on a bracelet around their wrist so you can see it when you date them. Because, guys, let me know if you, I've said it before, let me know if you would take this woman seriously. If you found out she had this much debt, what are you supposed to do with this? What are you supposed to do? She has that around her neck for the rest of her life. And it's going to keep her single. And it's going to keep her from being able to get ahead financially. She's not going to be able to build up retirement. She's not going to be able to buy a house. And she's not going to be able to find a man who's willing to put up with this. So so she's going to be single.
Still left to pay. Some of the comments that have been the hardest to read are the ones that say things like, well, it's your responsibility. You knew what you were signing up for.
Yeah, and that's right. You signed the promissory note, so you're responsible for it.
Yes, it is my responsibility. But I don't think I understood the magnitude of what I was signing up for. I was so focused on securing my financial future and creating stability in my life, and also trying to address the issues of pay inequity, that I made a pretty poor decision.
Once again, thank you for being honest, young lady. I really appreciate it. You don't see this kind of honesty, particularly in the Black community and Black women.
Hindsight is truly 2020. When you know better, you do better. And if I had known better, I would not have taken out all of these student loans.
I'm glad that she said that. I wouldn't take her seriously. If she said, I have $180,000 in student loan debts, strike through, you're out. Like, she wouldn't get a call back from me. No way. No way. So this is case number 2. Let's get into case number 2.
Quick PSA for anyone that has student loans. Don't let student loans dictate your future and your happiness.
Only women can say this. Only women can say something like that. Men, we're concerned about following through. If we sign a promissory note, we focus on paying stuff back. Okay? If we do a deal, we try to see it through. We have integrity. Most men pay off their debts. Okay? Most men look towards the future, but only women can say, I'm not going to let this debt dictate my future. Get out of here.
I was $60,000 in debt, private loans.
Gosh.
$30,000 in debt, federal loans.
That's $90,000, guys. Oh my goodness.
And I got my private loans disputed. I had lawyers work on them for about 6 to 7 years.
So I wonder how much she paid in lawyer fees.
They got canceled, but I still have to pay taxes on them. And I still owe federal loan. And I'm in a good place compared to the average student here in the States. But when I graduated and I saw the amount of money that I was making as a veterinary technician.
She's a veterinary technician, guys. She paid $90,000 for a vet tech degree. What do vet techs make? $35,000, $40,000? Come on, you guys. Oh.
I said, this is definitely not going to be my life for the rest of my life. I am not going to be a slave to the system. This is ridiculous. I quit my job. I started a business, and now I make double of how much I used to make as a veterinary technician. You are the owner of your reality, and you can make anything happen.
So she went from making $35,000 to making $70,000, and she still has $30,000 worth of student loan debt for federal loans, and she has to pay taxes on her private loans. Guys, this is women in debt. This is how women view debt. You got to take this into consideration when you're trying to find a woman that you're going to have kids with. Maybe you want to get married, or even if you want to have a long-term relationship. You got to take their debt into consideration because it shows their thought process.
So I'm in $140,000 of debt right now. $133,000 is student loans, and I told myself
$133,000 in student loans, guys. You know, the average woman that has a master's degree in 2023 is $103,000 in student loan debt. Guys. And they wonder why men aren't going to college anymore. Why would you in 2023? Why would you?
I'm going to pay off $25,000 by my 25th birthday this September. And today I'm going to pay off my first loan of $7,333.75. I thought I'd be sad to part way with this money, but honestly, I only feel relieved. Literally, look at that balance. I want to cry. Okay, this is the loan. $3 is the payoff amount. It's done. $7,300 down, and so that makes my goal $17,667 until my 25th birthday.
Guys, so she has what? She started with 133,000 minus 7,775. That's still what? 100 over 120,000? No. She's another one. That she has a lead necklace around her neck. They should, once again, like I said before in the beginning of the video, they should put a woman's debt like somewhere so you could see it when you go out on a date with her. Let's get to this last case here.
Sociology degree that I do not use because I can't afford to work in social services. So I work.
So she has a sociology degree, but she can't use it because she doesn't make enough money.
In tech. I pay $1,000 a month for student loans.
$1,000 a month.
Yeah, I have over $100,000 in student loan debt, which I didn't really understand. Graduating college, when I found out that number, my jaw dropped because I had just signed a lease for an apartment. So I had to pay my apartment, I had to pay $1,000 a month, and I had to pay for my car. There was no way I could do that on a $40,000 salary. So I decided to look into tech, and yes, I could have gone on to get my master's and make more money in social services, but at the same time, it would.
No, you couldn't have. How much are you going to make in social services, guys? Honestly. What, 50? With a master's degree in sociology?
Just be adding to my debt, so I really wouldn't have been making any money. And I think there's a lot of people in the same situation. Student loans put you in a position where you can't do something that you love, you just do something that you like for your bank account.
So that is 3 cases. Women, they go to school, they go to for-profit schools, they go to these expensive schools where, I got a degree from Brown, or, I got a degree from Penn State, but what did you get your degree in? And how much did it cost you? And what's the return on investment? Guys, avoid these women at all costs. Set a dollar amount, because most women you're going to meet are going to be in debt. Women own most of the debt and make most of the consumer decisions in the United States. Set a number and don't go beyond it. Look at it. My number is $100,000. If a woman is less than $100,000, depending on her personality, is she feminine? Is she fit? Is she friendly? I'll consider it. But $100,000, you're out. Over $100,000. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one.